This presentation will show you how to do an outline for your essay. If you do this outline properly, this is where all of the thought, all of the hard work really is. And with a good outline, your essay pretty much writes itself. I want to do this on social promotion. All right, social promotion is when a student is promoted into the next grade or up to the next level when he or she has not necessarily passed the course, right? But we're going to promote them anyway. We don't want them in that class anymore. Well, three of the issues that we have in social promotion are, students who fail are not ready for the next grade. Another issue is that teachers do not want to deal with disruptive students for a second year. And finally, the government wants to see every child pass and go to the next level. In fact, they get really nasty if students are failing and having to be kept back, right? Now, those are the three issues. Well, now what do we do with it? Well, we put this in a thesis statement, right? So a good thesis statement for this could be, social promotion is a difficult topic because students who fail are not ready for the next grade. Teachers do not want to deal with disruptive students a second year. And the government wants to see every child pass and go to the next grade level each year. Okay, looks like I have a double word here. Right. Now, there is a thesis statement. We know exactly what it is we're talking about, social promotion. We know it is a difficult topic, right? And why. Students who fail are not ready for the next grade. Teachers do not want to deal with disruptive students the second year. And the government wants to see every child pass and go to the next grade level. Okay? Now, at this point, we want to actually start writing the outline. We have a clean file, and we begin. So center your title. In this case, it is social promotion. Now, start over here. You're going to want a Roman numeral 1, and under the Roman numeral 1, just put introduction. That's all I want from that is just introduction, nothing else. Okay? Now enter. Right? At this point, we want a capital A under there. Right? Let's see if it'll work. No, it's not going to want to work for us, so come up here. If it does that, then come up here and click on this, and that will indent it. Right? In the introduction, you need some kind of background, something that will hook your audience to make your audience want to continue. Well, at this point, you can just call it background. Right? And under background, we want some information. Well, so let's indent it. And you have 1. So point number 1. So this is going to be promote students just because they are a year older. Right? There's 1 point. This is giving some background, a little definition also. Enter. Number 2. Students are not ready for the next grade. So here are some issues that we're going to be talking about. Now at this point, I want to have more information under this particular point. So I'm going to indent a little more. I'm going to have a small a, lowercase a, and say failure shows student has not learned concepts. Okay, and B, this is setting the student up for failure. Alright, now I want to go to the next sub point that would be under 2, so it would be on number 3. So we want to go backwards in our indent, do a 3, and this is teachers do not want a troublemaker in class. Right? Enter. I want information under that. A is causes problems in class. B, student does not do work. And C, it prevents others from learning. Alright, so here we have a little background as to what's going on. Now I'm ready to go on to the thesis. So I've given some background here. So I want my thesis to be in line with A here. So this is in line with A. And I have B, thesis, and I'm going to put my thesis. Now we have everything we need under Roman numeral 1, right? Okay, so we're going to go to Roman numeral 2. Let me show you what's going to happen here on Roman numeral 2. Correct indent, Roman numeral 2. At this point, we're going to start with the first point of the thesis. Right? So the first point, the students who fail are not ready for the next grade. You can put all of that in if you want. You don't have to. I would just say students not ready for the next grade. Right? Enter. I want a Roman numeral, or a capital A. Right like that. And my information would be students have not mastered the skills. Okay, enter. B, promotion does not help them. Now under B, I want some subpoints. So 1 sets them up for failure. 2 at 2 at end of year will be farther behind. You notice I'm not writing complete sentences here. I do not require that you have complete sentences. In fact, I'd rather you not. I want you to get used to doing this kind of thing because this also is how you can take notes on your articles. And if you have complete sentences, those complete sentences are likely to be right out of the book, right? And then when you start writing from them, you're going to be plagiarizing. With this, it is just notes to yourself as to what you're going to write. Right? Now, Do I have a number 3? No. So we're going to back up a little bit. And I want a C. And this point is going to be keeping students back. In other words, keeping them in the grade that they were just in could cause psychological damage. And there are studies who have shown this can be a problem. Okay. 1, students embarrassed to be with younger students. Number 2, may feel they are dumb and cannot learn. Okay. So, here we have the point in question, students not ready for the next grade. Right? Well, something to support that particular point of view is that students haven't mastered the skills, so they can't go on. Promotion does not help them, sets them up for failure, and at the end of the year they will be farther behind. But on the other hand, keeping students back could cause psychological damage. Students can be embarrassed to be with younger students, and they may feel they are dumb and cannot learn. And that could be a snowball effect, and the further they are kept back, the more they think they're dumb, and on and on and on. Okay, now, look at what I've done here. The mantra for writing an outline is if you have a Roman numeral 2, or I'm sorry, 1, if you have a Roman numeral 1, you must have a Roman numeral 2. You can have a Roman numeral 3, which here we will, but you cannot have less. You can have more, but not less. Right? If you have a capital A, you must have a capital B. You can have more, like here, but you cannot have less. If you have an Arabic 1, this is an Arabic number, you must have an Arabic 2. You can have more, you cannot have less. And it keeps going on down as far as you want to go with the detail on your essay or on your outline. Right? Now, this is just the first section of the body paragraphs. Right? So what we have here is this number 1, Roman numeral 1, is the introductory paragraph. That's just one paragraph. The thesis belongs there as the last sentence in that section, in that paragraph. Right? Then you start with your first body paragraph. Now, this is not necessarily paragraphs. It's information that you must address. So you will have multiple paragraphs for each one of these capital letters. Right? You do the same with the other 2 issues here on the thesis. Teachers do not want to deal with disruptive students a second year. So if you have a disruptive student who actually is kept back, then maybe you have to deal with that student again. Really a pain. And the last one, the government requires that every child pass and go to the next grade level each year. Right? Do it the same way as this. If you look in your class site, you will see there is the example of the entire outline, so you can look that over. Now, let's skip down to the conclusion. Okay. So we'll have a 3, then we'll have, that's the second point, then we'll have a 4, that's the third point, and 5 is the conclusion. Now the only time you can put conclusion down here with a conclusion is in the outline. If you put in conclusion, finally, or anything of that nature, at the end where the conclusion is, the concluding paragraph, I will have a conniption fit. My whole attitude is, this is the conclusion? Wow, it's the last paragraph. I never would have known this was a conclusion. It's pretty obvious. So don't do silly, obvious things like that. Right? In the conclusion, you want to do some summarizing. So let's do an enter. We want to indent an A. You can just put, if you want, summarize, then on B you would put restate thesis. But I think you would have more luck if you actually did enter some information here. So we're going to be really quick about it. Difficult issue. Difficult issue. One, no social promotion. And then under that I have issues about what happens when there is no social promotion. After that I have a 2, and again, go look at the completed outline and you'll see what I'm talking about here. And you'll see what the entire outline looks like. Okay, and here, social promotion and what happens when there is social promotion. Okay. Then, you want to restate that thesis. Right? Well, in restating the thesis, you can restate it verbatim, word for word. That would be fine if you want to do that. Or you can state the essence of the thesis. Same idea, but just in different words. That's always nice because it gives your outline and your essay a little bit more variance so that you're not repeating yourself. Right? Hopefully this has helped you. Again, go look at the completed outline, see what it looks like, and then pattern your outline for your essay after the outline that I have shown. Good luck.